quickly rewind and just touch on last Saturday with the F3 derby. First time in the club's history that they went, and clean sweeped the derby, and then there was a massive crowd, biggest that the Mariners have had since 2017. How proud does that make you as a coach to see your boys performing and also turning out for the fans as well in front of the big atmosphere?
Yeah, I thought it was a really good game. The atmosphere was superb. We've been talking about getting fans back in the stadium all season, but the atmosphere was electric. It was so nice to see the stands full, and I think the boys really deserve that support after the effort they've put in and what they've achieved this season in the A-League. So to have that home support and that atmosphere, I thought the performance was very, very good and deserved winners. And like you said then, another record broken. First time the club's ever beaten the Newcastle Jets in an F3 derby 3 times in a row in the season. So yeah, massively proud of that. It's a big one for the fans, and I know they'll have enjoyed that. Plenty of years they went through a lot of heartache, but that was, I think that's for them, the sponsors and everybody, and to finish the season off like that in the last game, already in the top 6, and get another 3 points that put us in 4th position. It was a really good night, so super proud of the boys, and like I said to them after the game, that take a moment to reflect on what you've done, and that's break a lot of records this season. I have a fantastic season in the A-League competition, but we've still got a job to do. But it's always good to take a moment to reflect. Going into the crazy time of finals, you sometimes lose what you've achieved, and with this group, this young, resilient, hard-working group, I thought that was testament to them. 2-0 win against the Jets, and it could have been more at the end. We could have killed the game off numerous times. So yeah, really, really pleased.
And there's been a lot of records that have tumbled this season, wins away from home, wins at home. One that kind of stirred my attention was the fact that it's the first time since 2013 that the club has done 5 wins in a row. You were actually part of that squad that won 5 in a row. Do you see a lot of comparisons between the team that you were part of then to the team that you have at the moment?
Yeah, I do. I really do see a lot of comparisons. It was a really tight-knit group. Everybody was in it together. There was no selfish players in there, apart from probably Daniel McGreen in front of goal. But no, he was a great team player, put the effort in for the boys. I always have banter with him, still a good friend of mine, but definitely comparisons, just really hard-working, honest group. And yeah, I think that's what we've got this year, and I think you've seen how galvanised we've been over the last 15 games. No one's ever been through the COVID thing before, like every team has been through this season. So that was really tough for everybody, and especially with the small squad. We had a lot of players out. We've had players missing all season. Massive influences like Matty Simon, who is a legend of the club and top scorer last season, don't forget. So yeah, we've had a lot of adversity. We've dealt with a lot of stuff, on and off the pitch, as well as some outrageous decisions that have gone against us. But I think it's definite comparisons, and yeah, some fantastic young players that I feel have got massive careers in the game, and this is just a start for them. So yeah, it's for me as a coach stepping out and actually looking at the team, I think there's a lot of comparisons from that championship winning team.
Where does that come from then, that character and that resilience, considering they're all so young and they don't have a lot of football experience? Where does that come from?
Look, I'm not going to stand there and say it's me, but at the end of the day, I think the coaching staff, and people talk about culture. I think the culture that you create and the winning mindset, too many people to mention. Like I said, I brought a sports psychologist in who's worked with the young boys for a couple of years, a guy called Isuzu UTE. He works with performing teams, and yeah, he's working with these young boys for a long time, sort of, helping equip them with the tools to become footballers. So as well as the physical, tactical, mental, emotional side of it, a lot of that goes into play development. So I think in terms of the group mindset, obviously that comes from within as well. The players have to drive it. Everybody has to drive it, and yeah, I think once you get that, obviously that wins games, and you can see everybody's fighting for each other. And we're never out of any game this season, and we always believe we can win the game. So yeah, it's it's something that you have to work on. It's not automatic, and it's about the characters that you bring in, the characters that are in the team, and yeah, that's how you create a good culture.
And I just want to also ask about an update of the likes of Maresh. We saw him limp off in the derby. Dan Hall missed the game. Cameron Windass came in and did a superb job at centre back. But are we likely to see either of those two boys back for Sunday's match?
Yeah, look, obviously we'll get through this week. It's been a long week, first time in a long time. So yeah, look, Maresh is, he's obviously hurt his knee. We're still waiting on results, but him and Dan, everyone's desperate to play this weekend. Luckily it's a long week, and obviously we come to that point here now where we'll train tomorrow and travel. So yeah, look, I'll leave it till the last minute, and I'll take the team that's fit, and like I always do, I'll take the team that deserve to travel. That's the starting 11, and that subs on the bench that can impact the game, and being ready for possible extra time as well. So yeah, it's nothing changes. Everyone that's not injured is available, but I'll pick the team to travel that I feel is going to go there and win the game.
Do you think it's advantageous the fact that your squad, being so young, has experienced that FFA Cup final that it was such a good achievement for the club considering the age? And when you compare the average age of both the Mariners and Adelaide, they're very similar in terms of youth. So do you see it as an advantage that you've had that experience of that cutthroat action already this season? Yeah,
definitely. Been a lot of firsts for a lot of the young boys this year. First time actually going on a flight to Melbourne out of New South Wales for some of them, as funny as that may seem. First time flying overseas to Wellington to play a game of football. First time in a big crowd, first season in professional football, but they've already experienced quite a lot, and I think they've gained a lot of knowledge and experience from that. So I think you've seen with the results going away to Wellington, a massive crowd, first team to go to Wellington, the result we got there. Going away to the Jets, not easy. Going away to Brisbane, not easy. Going away to Wanderers 2-0 down. And coming back to 2-2 with 10 men. So these boys have, I kept saying it, the experiences these boys are having, the mistakes that they're making, that will help them grow as a player and a person, and I think we're in a really healthy position now going into this game. We don't fear anybody, we don't fear going anywhere, we don't fear big crowds. So yeah, we're really looking forward to the game, but Adelaide are a good team. We'll give them full respect.
Is there one point in the season where you can pinpoint that we had that turnaround? Because there was obviously the last time we played Adelaide at Coopers, there was that last 96th minute winner for Adelaide. So after that the form turned, but was there any one moment that for you that you saw this team can really go far?
Look, there's a couple of moments. We had a really tough trip to Melbourne, after copping the 2 last minute goals, equalisers here at home against Perth and Macarthur, and then we had we had the last minute goal we lost against Victory after I felt we've minimum deserved the point. And then we had the controversial game, and I feel the biggest injustice of the season is what happened against us at Melbourne City, and I don't think anybody can deny that. Then after that, we copped that last minute goal at Adelaide, and that was a tough trip. But when we came back, got the boys together and we went through everything, and we worked on things that I felt were not right. I thought there was a little bit of poor decision making in the final third at times. People trying to score instead of finding a teammate in a better position, and we went through some footage of that. And from that moment on, I think the mindset changed, and we started scoring freely for a team that does create as many chances as anyone in the league, and the stats were there to show that. And I think from that moment on, the Macarthur game away in Mudgee was for me the start of it, the start of the run. And I always look back to that the 2-0 down at Wanderers, another controversial decision, 10 men with a team of kids, and we came back. We should have won the game, finished 2-2, and from that moment on, after in the dressing room, I told the boys, this is a moment. This is a moment where you've proved that we can go on now. We can beat anyone. If we can come back from 2-0 down with 10 men, we can beat anyone with 11 men, and that discipline that we showed that night. And I think from that moment on, we just we did what I know we can do and what we showed start of the season. After losing that bit of rhythm during the COVID period, and from then on I've made the boys a challenge to get in the top 6, and 5 games to go, let's go for 5 wins, and we did that. Now we're into the latter stages of the competition, and it's everything's on the line, and we're full of confidence, and doesn't matter who plays, who comes in the team, everyone knows the job, everyone follows the game plan. Again, that didn't happen for a little period. Everyone follows the game plan, and at the end of it we stick together, we win, lose or draw together, and I think there's been a few moments in the season, but that's a couple to mention.
And Adelaide are also coming into this on the back of 5 wins in a row for them, so almost you could argue 2 of the form sides in the competition. How do you see this game playing out from a tactical perspective, or in terms of the spectacle of being probably one of the more entertaining fixtures of the season?
Yeah, look, Adelaide are a good team. They play attacking football. They like to get crosses in the box. They like to throw bodies forward. So yeah, it's got everything, all the ingredients for a blockbuster. Been nice if it was a grand final as an Adelaide, but yeah, look, for them obviously, they'll be favourites. They've got the home advantage. And yeah, to be honest, most of the season, with the opposition who we played were always favourites. I think that started to change towards the end of the season, but everyone wrote us off start of the season. I said that many times. We were wrote off by everybody, by every pundit. Everyone involved in the game here wrote us off, and yeah, that, to be honest, that never affected us. We always believed in what we were doing, and I think going into this game, 2 form teams in the league over the last 5 games, so it's exciting for everybody. There's only one spot in the semi-final up for grabs, so both teams will be going for the win, and yeah, it's got to be decided on the night, so exciting.
And just finally, do you think Leeds are going to stay up in the Premiership?
It's going to be a difficult ask. Yeah, obviously, amazing they've been back in the Premier League, and following what's happened, it's been a tough season, but Sheffield United are in the top 6 now, so just want to wish Sheffield United all the best. Paul Heckingbottom and his staff there done a great job, and hopefully they can get promoted back to the Premier League.